Value investors, day traders, hype dorks across the fruited plain. Let's go. Somebody just made a funny comment and I'm starting to laugh. Also, hydraulic shop. If you've ever listened to a TV show in the history of your life or something like that, let's say you started watching, who's somebody that's been on TV for a very long time? Well, somebody that was on TV but is no longer on TV, somebody like Larry King. Do you think that Larry King changed his music? No, he had the same frickin' music for 50 years or 80 years, however that long that guy was on television. Think with your head before you say things. I just saw this. Tesla recalls over almost 500,000 electric vehicles, both Model 3s and Model S's. So with that being said, buy the dip and YOLO everything, and Tesla will be just fine. Anyways, jobless claims, I don't care about that number anymore. Futures are up a tick as per usual. And let's get into some news. So where should we go here? Where should we start? Why Wall Street? Let's start with this COVID stuff because it's pretty much the most exciting thing out there today, which says a lot for the excitement of the world. Why Wall Street sets new records on the same day as COVID numbers did. Okay, here we go. It's becoming the new normal. That's pretty much it. All this has to do is with one concept. Endemicity, a fancy epidemiological word that says that COVID is becoming part of our daily lives. Finally, thank the Lord. Once people have contracted it, the virus will become something that we just have to adjust our behavior to without disrupting our routines, sort of like weather, says this person who wrote this article. And markets are reflecting that. And I think that the markets are reflecting that for sure. And I'm also seeing that, unfortunately, the airlines are not reflecting that, but they're going to eventually reflect that. To me, that's the only business, and you guys can comment and let me know. But I think that I'm not seeing any other industries where this is really being terribly affected unless it has to do with travel. And specifically, airline travel. I mean, I'm sure it's going to affect cruises, but I don't know anybody that's going on cruises right now. Anyways, okay, what's to say here? What do we say here? As we look through these cases, literally ripping through the country, let alone the rest of the world, I think we're finding ourselves where we sort of knew we were going to get over the past several months, and that is that the virus will not be eradicated, and we're going to have to learn to live with it. I think that's where we're experiencing the league right now. That's what Adam Silver said. People were criticizing Adam Silver. He actually looks like Mr. Slugworth from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver raised eyebrows when he rejected the notion that the season would shut down because of the Omicron wave. I don't know why you would shut down a season, but whatever. Let's go to the next thing. Where was that other story? Oh yeah, here it was. JetBlue cuts hundreds of flights through mid-January. I think this is a good move on their part. Instead of surprising people with canceling flights the night before, just cancel them now. Just tell them what's going to happen. I mean, if this is the situation that these airlines are being put in, this is a great move in my opinion. JetBlue is cutting more than 1,280 flights from Thursday to mid-January in anticipation of more COVID-19 infections among pilots and flight attendants. New York-based JetBlue and other carriers, including United, Delta, American, have canceled more than 4,000 flights since Christmas Eve, struggling with bad weather. We had one of the flights canceled. Well, it got delayed because of staffing, because of crew issues that pushed it. It doesn't matter. But I've experienced it. This past week has been our most difficult operating period since during the pandemic. And it's because of the exponential growth, and then everybody just kind of said, okay, let's just quarantine like crazy. So they said that the airline would cancel flights to get even further ahead of the expected increase in Omicron cases. The planned flight cuts are slightly below 10% per day, which I love this move by them. Don't disrupt people's schedule unless you're going to give them a free bell. I think that this is a wonderful move. Okay, let's see. Last one. Omicron could prompt a looser Fed policy. So this one doesn't make sense to me. Because if you're going to even keep Fed policy the same as it is right now, or loosen it, then you're dealing with rampant inflation, and inflation is just going to go haywire like it is. The point of being more hawkish against the monetary policy that's in place right now is to tame inflation. And if you don't tame inflation and you just say, okay, we're just going to let the market run, you have to control the economy before you control the market. And the market is not the economy. So persistent issues surrounding coronavirus have proven to be an annoying thorn in the side of an otherwise hot economy. Okay. Perversively, bad news of Omicron might be good for markets because it gives the Fed impetus to continue with these very loose monetary policies. I don't understand what this person is saying. Co-founder and CEO of OpenMS, Octavio Marenzi. I don't understand what he's saying right here. This doesn't even make conceptual sense. I guess the market could run, but I mean, if you continue with loose monetary policy, people are not going to be able to afford to live anymore. Too much good news for the real economy might actually be quite bad for the markets. That is absolutely true. But it allows for the Fed to continue its monetary policy. It could be good for the markets. Here it is right here. Keeping monetary policy loose. You're going to look at these inflation numbers right now. I mean, gas is up almost 60%. Rental cars, nobody cares about. Used cars up 31%. Hotel rooms, nobody cares about those either. They don't travel. Furniture up 12%. Food at home, 6.4%. Food at restaurants, 6%. Clothing, 5%. I mean, the list goes on. It's not going to be good. Not going to be good. You got to stop inflation. That should be the number one concern. So there is going to be a new Fed policy, new faces to the Fed, I should say. There are 3 vacant spots that the current administration needs to nominate to be on the Fed board. So the composition of the Fed policy setting, FOMC, will be significant for the pace of the interest rate hikes next year. So if those of you that have been wondering, this is how the Fed works. The FOMC compromises 12 Federal Reserve Bank presidents plus the 7 members of the Federal Board governors in Washington, D.C. So all 19 deliberate on monetary policy, which are those meetings that you always see in the 2:30 announcements, et cetera. But when it's actually decided, 12 of them vote. So all 7 board members and the head of the New York Fed and the 4 regional bank presidents, and they rotate on an annual basis. So this year in 2022, it's going to be Federal Reserve banks of Boston, Cleveland, St. Louis, and Kansas City that are going to be voting. So commentary, listen, the three that are going to be voting this year from the localities, I'm going to call them Cleveland, St. Louis, and Kansas City, they are definitely more hawkish. I still think you're going to see tightening in monetary policy, and I think that everybody would have to agree with that. You guys let me know what you guys think, but I'd like to hear some opinions. Guys, smash the like button for me. That would be great. I always forget to say that. I also forget to say follow me on Instagram, but yeah. All right, Biogen Shares. So this is an interesting one. Yesterday, I was sitting in my office, and all of a sudden, I get a text, and it says, go look at Biogen, and Biogen does something like this. And it goes from $236.94 to $260 within a matter of, it was literally like 2 minutes. So this thing went flying. Now, what happened? Today we're going to open the morning. Where are we going to open the morning? It's insane what's happening with Biogen right now. Opening the morning down 5.4%. So what happened with that? What happened was somebody came out and said that Samsung Biologics was going out of South Korea, was going to go and buy Biogen for $42 billion. Samsung Biologics came out and said that the report is not true. They didn't deny that that the deal was not happening, but they said it was not true. So listen, I've said this multiple times. I'll say it again. From a value perspective, I used to really like Biogen. Since this Alzheimer's drug has happened and just taken over the company for the past 24 months, I am not even interested in that company a little bit from a value perspective as an individual stock pick, because it is chaos, and I don't like chaos, and that is all that thing is chaos. Apple ditches Intel, and it has paid off. So this story is more about Apple and less about Intel, but as most people know, Apple used to put Intel chips in all of their computers, and they have since, in 2020, they decided to build their own chips, which got rid of the fans in the computers, which made them quieter, which made them faster, which made everything better. And now the M1 chip launched in 2020. It was more powerful, of course. In 2021, CEO Tim Cook said during the company's fiscal Q2, the M1 chip helped fuel 70.1% of growth in Mac's revenue. Woof. The growth continued in Q3, up 16% year over year. There was a slowdown in Q4, which I don't really account for because it has to do with chip shortages. Of course, they have the M1 Max processors now. And going forward, they're going to start putting these things in all different kinds of things. They might put them in iPhones, iPads, VR, virtual reality stuff, AI, whatever you want to call it. It's incredible. This Apple stuff. Apple's just an incredible company. Let me scroll out of there so I remember. Okay. The Warren Buffett of our time, Kathy Wood, says that inflation will unwind pretty quickly and that stocks will probably be fine. Here are her top 3 picks. Okay. The superstar stock picker and CEO of ARK Investment says the market is probably going to be fine. Okay. Explaining that value stocks, cyclical, and defensive stocks all continue to climb. Of course, she doesn't say anything. She just says words. Inflation will unwind pretty quickly. Of course, there's no rationality behind it. But get your oven mitts ready. Shopify. It's going to be great. We're trying to figure out if Amazon is going to deal with this notion of individuals seeing something on Instagram or elsewhere on Facebook or Twitter or Snap and just buy it there. That's her rationale behind that one. Cool. Block. Square. This one is all about disruption, and it has to do with digital payment platform because of blockchain. So get your oven mitts ready. And DraftKings, go gamble. And if you don't believe in any of that, she says go and buy fine art, and you will be saved. So For those of you that are afraid to get into the market or wondering what to do, just go buy fine art and everything will be completely perfect in your life. Let's look at Tesla because somebody just said that one. And they're down a little bit. That's okay. Anyways, I don't even know, guys. I don't know anymore. 10-year yield is ticking up a little bit. 3-month is pretty much the same as it's been for the past more than 3 months. Probably. That's a firm prediction. It's just hysterical. Beyond spring, I don't know what that is. It doesn't matter. We are done with earnings for the year. Thank the Lord. All right. If you want to join the software, here it is, everythingmoney.com. And you get, with the software, 8 pillars, retirement calculator, stock analyzer tool, 8 pillars portfolio where you can basically build your own ETF, exclusive content. And of course, you get the chat that we just came out with. Click Join EM, head over here, and you get $30 a month, gets you all of that and into the community. If you want to join the Bid and Ask Nation, that's trading with me, which we're going to do in a few momentos. A little Spanish lingo for you out there. $80 a month gets you access to that. You get the Trading 101 series, Employed Trader series, my Saturday seminars, one of which I will be doing from Mexico, and I will tell you about that in the coming days. And also, you get to talk with everybody else that trades. So, and you'll get live access to Paul and I when we start doing our day trading deal. We picked our stocks yesterday. We set up our charts yesterday. Well, Paul set up his, and we're good to go. One-on-one trading session with me, $750. I did an awesome one with a gentleman named Marco yesterday. Owned a pizza shop in Brooklyn. So he said he's going to send me some frozen pizzas, which I'm super excited for. So that's going to be awesome. But great guy, and he's a day trader, and he's already crushing it. I mean, he said I'm not going to do the 1 hour session until I make $750. And he joined the Bid and Ask Nation, started day trading. Started paper trading 1 month in. The second month in, when he actually started trading real money, he was like, I made $750 in like 3 days. So I decided to do the one-on-one session. So there you go. And if you want to do a real estate deal with Paul, $10,000 for 4 hours of his time, and you get that, and you'll get the knowledge for life. So give me some stocks, and we will go from there. Oh, that live access. Amen to that. All right. Alibaba is not doing great. Oh, YOLO. Poor Alibaba. She's not right about Shopify. I don't know about the fundamentals, but Alibaba's not doing great. Okay, sounds good. If that's how you want to invest, if you want to invest on a day-to-day basis and worry about price fluctuations, more power to you. See you when I'm 80 years old. And I'll see you when you're 80 years old. And we'll see who has better returns. I'm perfectly happy to wait because I'm a patient person and you are not. And you look at day to day and I do not. And that's why never mind. Anyways, Yeti. Love Yeti. Do I have a Yeti in here? No, I usually have a Yeti somewhere in my reach, but I do not today. This is an incredible company. This company blows my mind. Literally, they make coolers and cups. And of course, you're going to say they make everything else. But my goodness, they are just an incredible company that I just don't get it. Great products, but I don't get it. Anyways, what a hell of a run that was. Now, I want to see, was that a, let's see here. Yeah, there it was. That was a flagpole pattern, and it came right back down, just like every single flagpole pattern comes back down. So let's see where your support level is. You have created a support level, 1, 2. You've hit it twice, and you're kind of consolidating in that range. So the one thing I don't like, if we zoom in here, look what's happening to this stochastic. Let me use yellow. Look what's happening to this stochastic right here. It's really rolling over, and it's been struggling the last month. You can see that it's been a decline. It's tried to break out once and twice, and it's not working very well. So I would just tell you to come over here and swing trade this thing. That's what I would do until you get a better trend. I love Yeti. Oh, where else do we go? Yeti is garbage. They caved on the NRA. Well, I'm not debating that, but what else do we have? Bud. This Bud's for you. Bud is another company. I mean, even if you go back to, if you go back to 2016 and 15, look how high they were. They were $136 a share, and they have just never been able to recover. So let's go back. Oh man, this is a tough one because this is almost like a 50% stock. Here's your high, here's your low, on top of another 50%, on top of another 50%. Oh my goodness. Bud is in some serious trouble. This is going to be one of those stocks where you almost want to just buy it, and if you believe in the company and the financials, buy it and hold it and let it go. But all these gaps all over the place. Oh my goodness gracious. So here's what I would tell you. You're getting declining volume. You're above the 100-day moving average. I would probably wait until this moves down into the sweet spot and short this thing. It'll probably run down right into the 100-day moving average and go from there. All right. Another company that blows my mind is Chipotle. I don't get it. They literally have like 7 products, and the company just flosses. I mean, don't get me wrong. They make a great product, but when you think about it at like a very rudimentary level, like the company has like, I don't know, they probably sell like 15 ingredients, 20 ingredients. I don't know what goes into chicken and spice, but it's nuts. Anyways, flagpole pattern came up and it came right back down, and it came back down with a vengeance. So right now, you're kind of doing a little bit of a recovery. It's rolling over right now. I think you'll probably be able to short this thing. Same thing. I almost don't even have to do anything. Here's your line from the previous chart I circled. It's about to come down into the sweet spot. Short it down from the 50 to the 200, and you will have a pretty nice short going on for you right there. Hey Mo, what software are you using? I'm using TradingView. Can we look at process? Sure. I'm not sure how this is gonna be transferred over, but let's see. Because if this might show a lot of gaps in places. Yeah. So these gaps that you're seeing, like all over, I don't necessarily think that they're actual gaps based on movement of volatility. I think it has to do with the way that the chart is being translated over because it's from the European market. So yeah, there's no way. I would have a very difficult time trading this one from a long-term or day trading perspective. What else do we have? AMD. Let's see what AMD is doing recently. AMD. Okay, so they had that big run up, pull halfway down. So I like where the stochastic is. I'm not going to lie about that. That's looking pretty good, and you've actually been able to squeeze a few good days out of this thing. But remember, you're going into these all-time highs at 164. So see what happens there. Your daily is rolling over. So be careful with that one. Wow, this is actually surprising. Guys, look at the last 3 or 4 days of volume. This is literally one of the only stocks that I've seen that has had consistent volume throughout the last couple of days. That impresses me, even though it's selling volume. But anyways, can we look at BBY getting into it today? Sure, and then I will do Hibbett Sports after this. Long term, I believe in China and the CCP. Yeah, probably. All right, let's go back. What did I say I was going to do? Dang, I forgot. Best Buy. Okay, so here's what I see. Yes, I like what's happening, but we finally are in the sweet spot. Yellow crossed into the sweet spot yesterday, as you can see. So now we need 3 days. I need 1, 2, 3 days. So we need today, tomorrow, and Monday to make sure that we stay in the sweet spot. That's not true. We need today and Monday to stay in the sweet spot to make sure that we actually hold there. And then you can enter this thing. But with low volume like this, barely being in the sweet spot, I would not enter this thing and jump the gun. I would be willing to sacrifice $1 or $2 or $3 to make a run like this versus getting in too early and it pulls right back down here to 95 or below. If you're over here on a swing trading chart, if you get a real engulfing candlestick, you can go ahead and get into that. Do you think this week has had the Santa Claus rally? Seems all over the place. To be honest with you, I really don't know what Santa Claus rally means. I mean, I think I read on Monday that the average Santa Claus rally, the average for the week is a 1.3% gain. I don't know. The difference between this week and other weeks is that we have had the Omicron virus running amok. So who knows if that affected things or not. I have no idea. So what I really like about is Hibbett, is this fall that has happened. So you notice that in this fall, there was none of this. There were no M formations created. So that just tells me this is very easy to come back up. These would have been support levels, but obviously we don't have those on this blue line. So the only resistance you're going to deal with, oh my gosh, only resistance you're going to deal with is these 3 moving averages. Well, you're going to have the 25, but these 3 moving averages that are all within like 60 cents of each other. That's incredible. That's incredible. So yeah, this is a great looking stock. Let's see. Let's pull up some candles. Great engulfing candlestick. See what happens today. And on Monday, I would go for it if you get an engulfment on Monday. Looks awesome. Good find. Good find. All right. Let's see here. Dun, 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 dun. TX Steel Company. Sure. TX. And then maybe I want to look at Texas Instruments. Haven't looked at them in a while. For no other reason than that name just popped into my head and I kind of like it. So, stuck at the 200-day moving average, and that is it. I would not be going any further than that. I would wait until this thing breaks above or below the 200-day moving average, and that's it. That is all I would do there. Okay. What did I say I was going to do next? Swore I said I was going to do something next. Oh, Texas Instruments. TSM, right? No, it's Taiwan Semiconductors. TXN? There it is. Oh my goodness. This is just consolidate. So let's just zoom out. This is a good teaching moment. So here we go. Let's just go out back to March and just draw a box here. All this thing has done is just consolidated between basically, even right here, 197 and 182, and it's just consolidated in there and hasn't gone anywhere. So this is a good stock to be able to just trade up and down like this, or swing trade up and down. This is beautiful for swing trading up and down. Beautiful. But it's hard on you because it just keeps moving over and over and over. All right. This guy's driving me freaking crazy, and I almost said the F word. HD. Okay, HD. So, this is Home Depot just never stops. It literally never stops. So it's turning into a power stock again. And a power stock, for those of you that don't know, a stock that is getting into the point of making new all-time highs in overall 4 major moving averages. So if this can break out to a new all-time high, you're going to have another power stock on your hands, and it's starting to look really good down here on this stochastic. This is incredible. I just don't understand. I just don't get it. Is Lowe's the same? Lowe's is the same. So pay attention to these ones. If you want good stocks to watch, go ahead and watch Home Depot and Lowe's. Semiconductors are going up forever. Oh, Texas Roadhouse? Love Texas Roadhouse. Texas Roadhouse. Well, now you just ruined what I want for dinner, whoever just said that. Thanks. Now I have to go to Texas Roadhouse tonight. All right, let's look at a line chart. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. Decent W created. I don't really like that it closed right on top of its 100-day moving average yesterday. Especially you're starting to get that rollover right here. So be careful with this one. If you've caught this thing over the past 2 weeks, great job. A lot of wicks, but be careful with this one today. I can totally see this thing coming back down here below the 100-day moving average. Peloton, why don't we take a gander? Peloton. Ugh, poor guys. Just keeps falling. Are we below IPO yet? No. So what did they IPO at? Let's see here. What was their first day on the market? September 26th, 2019. They opened at $27. Had a high of let's call it $28. So they're almost at their IPO price. Who would have thought that Peloton would have gotten to a high this year of intraday high, $171, and today it would be at $34. The most disruptive gym company that was going to shut down all gyms in the world, Mr. Olympias, were actually just going to start riding Pelotons, and they were not going to be lifting weights anymore. And then boom, life happened. Hey Mo, I decided to join. Would I be able to ask questions to someone about the subscription? Thanks, Beatrice. Beatrice, thank you for joining. Welcome in. Go ahead and email help@everythingmoney.com and Nick will get you taken care of. Okay, Pfizer, PFE. Pfizer's pulling back a little bit. Of course, they had that little flagpole pattern. So Pfizer's notorious for this in the last 18 months. Runs up on crazy news that they have a new vaccine or something like that, and then boom, it starts falling. The bad thing about Pfizer, or good, whatever you want to do with it, 1, 2, 3, you're creating lower highs. And so lower highs means if you are coming like this, your stock price moves down and then comes up and it makes a new high. Then it comes down, it pulls back up, and now the next high that it makes is lower than this one, okay? Then it comes down again, tries to rebound. This high that it makes before dropping again is lower than this one. That's a very good signal for those people that want to short. That coupled with being in the sweet spot going down, this is setting up to be a beautiful short. Anybody that's interested in shorting, go ahead and look at Pfizer right now. Let's see here. Peloton equals cowbell. Touche. Touche. Can we have TME and Intel? I don't know what TME is, but what is this? Oh, 10-cent music. Let's see how this converts over. So I worry. I see these gaps, and I worry how this gets converted over. It does say New York Stock Exchange, so maybe they're real. It's just looks like every other Chinese company. It's just falling. This literally looks like Peloton right now. There's no base. Let me zoom in here. There's no base. If you want to short this thing below whatever the low of this wick is, 591, you can, but please use stops. This is getting kind of crazy. Intel is moving up. Intel is running right into the 100-day moving average, and I can promise you that if you have volume that is this terrible and declining, you are not making it through the 100-day moving average. So with you're coupling rollover right now with this red line kind of turning on you sideways, I think the run is probably over. Here is your previous resistance point. Here is your previous resistance point. This was total anomaly and frankly dumb. So I think this thing is going to turn right back down, and you're not going to be able to break above the 100 unless you get some crazy volume cycling into the stock. So Nick is awesome. Yeah, Nick is awesome. Mo, how many W formations do you need to keep buying? I would just buy on every single new W formation. PayPal, how do you see it? PayPal is the tracker share of all tracker shares. So here's the deal with if you buy, if you buy, and the market's now open. If you buy PayPal like a tracker share, this thing could certainly come down a little bit further. But I do think at some point, I'm going to make it red. At some point, this will dip down here and swing back up, and you will be the first one to get into PayPal and run this thing long term. This is a nice stock. I have no qualms about it. It's just going to be some time that gets going. Oh, BP. Good question. I haven't looked at BP in a hot minute. Actually, I don't think I've looked at BP since it was up here. So it has completely fallen apart. But the good news is it bounced off the 100 and 200, came back up. Even this day, dropped way below the 200, came back up. So you're gonna hold these 1 and 200-day moving averages pretty well. Don't forget, guys, BP, they pay a nice dividend. They're in a lot of people's portfolios. This one's going to be around for a while, and I just personally think as the winter goes on, you're going to see oil prices rebound. So that is that. Oh, Nick is here. Nick Larimore, help@everythingmoney.com. If you need anything, go there. Okay, guys. Well, today is the second to last day of the year. So the bond market closes at 2 p.m. tomorrow. Remember that. So in my mind, bonds and stocks work together. It doesn't make any sense to me why when the bond market closes at 2 and the stock market doesn't, it makes zero sense to me. So going into tomorrow, be very careful with what you're going to be doing as far as trading. Even today, people are going to start leaving work early today. They're not going to work tomorrow. So just be very careful of the volume that you're going to be seeing today. Use stops and go from there. So tomorrow we will do the 2021 disruption wrap-up show. And we'll go on from there. And that's that. So you guys have a wonderful day. I'll catch you all on the flippity flop.